First, there was muamua, then Borisov. Now a third visitor from deep space, 3I Atlas, has entered our solar system. We are going to talk about the strange radio pulse it reportedly sent out. But you won't believe the bizarre shape it has, or why both the US and Chinese governments suddenly stopped releasing any new photos of it. The official story is that it's a comet, but the facts point to something far more shocking. It raises the question of whether this is a typical comet, a natural object, or maybe something technological. What many have overlooked is that NASA's silence isn't a sign of confusion, it's a sign that they know exactly what it is. When the universe whispered, as 3I Atlas began its journey around the sun, something happened that sent quiet shockwaves through the astronomical community. Independent satellite listeners, amateurs who monitor the endless streams of data from space, picked up something strange. From the direction of 3I Atlas, a short, powerful radio pulse was detected. To put it mildly, this wasn't the usual static of the cosmos. It was structured, it had a pattern, it sounded almost artificial. The raw data captured on public feeds, like the Casper site, showed a signal that started as a thin line, swelled into a thick band of complex information, and then vanished. It was a broadcast. The implications were staggering. An object that had traveled for potentially millions of years from an unknown star system had just said something. The discovery should have been the biggest news in human history. Every major space agency, from NASA to the European Space Agency, should have pivoted their most powerful telescopes to listen in. But the opposite happened. Within hours of the signal's detection, an eerie silence fell. NASA, usually a fountain of press releases and public data, said nothing. Their public satellite feed showing the object's trajectory suddenly went dark for maintenance. The Chinese space program, which had been proudly publishing daily images from their own deep space network, also stopped. No more pictures, no more data. Just a deafening, coordinated silence. The thing nobody tells you is that this kind of synchronized shutdown is unprecedented. It suggests that what they saw and what they heard was so profound, so reality-shattering, that the only response was to hide it from the world. They want the public to forget that, for a fleeting moment, a visitor from the stars spoke, and our leaders decided we weren't allowed to listen. This wasn't just a lack of information. It felt like an active cover-up. The official narrative, when it finally trickled out through third-party astronomers, was that 3I Atlas was merely a comet exhibiting unusual outgassing. The radio pulse, a natural phenomenon, they claimed, perhaps a burst of energy from ice vaporizing in a unique way. But for those who saw the data, that explanation didn't hold water. The signal was too orderly, too complex. It looked less like a natural burst and more like a data packet. A message in a bottle thrown across a cosmic ocean had just washed ashore, and the people in charge were trying to bury it in the sand before anyone else could read it. But the signal was just the beginning of the strangeness, a celestial ghost. Before the radio silence, astronomers managed to gather some preliminary data on 3I Atlas, and every new piece of information only deepened the mystery. The first red flag was its speed. The object was clocked at an astonishing 134,000 km/h. That's fast enough to travel from New York to Los Angeles in just over 1 minute. This incredible velocity isn't just impressive. It means 3I Atlas is on an escape trajectory. It's not bound by our sun's gravity. It came from the stars, and it's heading back to them. What many overlooked is what could have propelled an object to such speeds. A close pass by a massive star or a supernova could do it, meaning this object could be billions of years old, a relic from the dawn of the galaxy. Then there was its appearance. Comets are famously dirty snowballs. As they approach a star, the heat vaporizes their ice, creating a bright, glowing coma and a long, dramatic tail of gas and dust. We saw this clearly with 2I Borisov, but 3I Atlas was different. It had no significant tail. Despite being close enough to the sun to be heated intensely, it remained a sharp, distinct point of light. This lack of a tail is a huge anomaly. It either means the object is made of a dense, rocky material that doesn't vaporize, making it an asteroid, not a comet, or it's artificial. Some theorists went even further, citing unconfirmed reports from obscure data that suggested the object might be hollow. A hollow object would explain its strange trajectory and lack of outgassing perfectly. The strangeness only grew as amateur astronomers tried to get a clearer look. Using advanced enhancement techniques on the few available images, they revealed a shape that was anything but natural. Instead of a lumpy, potato-shaped rock, the enhanced photos showed something with structure. Some images depicted a central core with two wide wing-like extensions, almost like a massive Battlestar Galactica-style vessel floating sideways. Of course, these enhanced images are controversial. Critics argue that digital enhancement can create patterns where none exist. But the consistency across different images processed by different people is haunting. The object looks engineered. It looks manufactured. It looks like a ship. This eerie evidence, combined with the lack of a tail and the mysterious radio pulse, paints a picture of something far beyond our current understanding of the cosmos. So if it's not a comet, what is it really? Hiding the truth in plain sight. This is where the story takes a darker turn. Enter Avi Loeb, a theoretical physicist from Harvard University. Loeb shocked the world when he suggested that our first interstellar visitor, muamua, might have been an alien probe. With 3I Atlas, he went a step further, arguing there was a 30–40% chance it was not natural. He pointed to its trajectory, which brought it suspiciously close to the ecliptic plane, the highway on which all our planets travel. But Loeb also invoked a chilling concept from science fiction that might be a terrifying reality: the dark forest hypothesis. The theory goes like this. The universe is a dark forest filled with silent hunters. Every civilization is a potential threat to every other. The safest course of action, therefore, is to remain hidden. If you detect another emerging civilization, the most logical move is to eliminate it preemptively before it can become a threat to you. To put it mildly, it's a grim outlook. In this context, 3I Atlas could be seen as a scout, a probe sent to investigate a solar system that has just started broadcasting its existence through radio and television signals. The mysterious pulse it sent out might not have been a greeting. It could have been a scan, a report being sent back home. This terrifying possibility gives the calculated silence from NASA and other global space agencies a whole new and far more sinister meaning. We have been conditioned to expect triumphant press conferences and celebratory announcements with every new celestial discovery. Yet in this instance, there is only a deafening, unnatural quiet. What if they aren't hiding a wonderful discovery, a testament to human curiosity, but are instead concealing a chilling verdict on our place in the universe? What if the secret they are protecting is not the existence of life, but the confirmation of a potential threat? Suddenly, a series of bizarre and seemingly disconnected global events snap into a terrifyingly coherent picture. The sudden U.S. government shutdown, which conveniently and precisely coincided with the object's closest approach to our planet, no longer looks like a mere political squabble. China's simultaneous data blackout from its own deep space arrays, and the official story of the Jade Rabbit rover malfunctioning feels less like a technical glitch and more like a deliberate severing of public information. Seen through this lens, these are not coincidences. They are the synchronized actions of a coordinated planetary defense strategy. The thing nobody tells you, the detail conveniently left out of every optimistic documentary about space exploration, is that governments have detailed Cold War-era protocols for this exact scenario. These are not plans for a welcome party. They are contingency plans built on the primary directive of preventing mass panic at all costs. Perhaps their deep space radar confirmed the object is artificial, a product of intelligent design. And now they are scrambling in the dark to figure out its intent, without alarming the 7 billion inhabitants of a fragile, easily panicked planet. This threat-based theory, while deeply speculative, is the only one that neatly and logically explains all the bizarre facts on the table. It accounts for the profound official silence. It provides a motive for the object's strange non-ballistic characteristics and its unnerving course corrections. It contextualizes the solitary, powerful radio signal, not as a greeting, but as a scan, a ping to gauge our technological level. It suggests the cover-up isn't born of simple malice, but of a terrifying, deeply arrogant paternalism. The authorities, in their wisdom, have decided that humanity isn't ready for the unvarnished truth, that we may have been noticed by a far older and possibly indifferent or hostile intelligence. They are treating us like children, shielding us from a reality they believe is too scary for us to comprehend, all while they decide our fate behind closed doors. Who gave them that right? Do they truly believe that ignorance is bliss when the abyss is staring back? The core message, the one that seeps through the cracks of their carefully constructed wall of silence, is that we are no longer just looking at the stars with hope and wonder. The stars may now be looking back at us with cold, analytical intent. But one last-ditch mission could blow the lid off everything. Juno's desperate mission. As the interstellar enigma known as 3I Atlas prepares to leave our solar system forever, there is one purely hypothetical last chance to uncover its profound truth. The Juno spacecraft, a NASA probe that has been diligently orbiting Jupiter since 2016, is nearing the end of its mission. The official plan was to send it on a final one-way dive into Jupiter's crushing atmosphere to gather precious data as it was destroyed. But a few rogue engineers in orbital mechanics, working in hushed tones after hours, proposed a much bolder, almost sacrilegious idea, the Juno Gambit. With a series of precisely calculated engine burns, they argued, it might be possible to slingshot Juno away from Jupiter and onto a new course, an intercept course with 3I Atlas. You see, the timing is almost supernaturally perfect. As 3I Atlas passes Jupiter's orbit on its silent, inexorable journey out of the solar system, Juno could be redirected to meet it. It would be an incredibly risky maneuver, pushing the aging probe far beyond its design parameters. A Hail Mary pass across billions of miles of empty space. But the potential reward is immeasurable, potentially the single greatest discovery in human history. A close-up flyby would give us high-resolution images, finally revealing the object's true nature. Is it a rocky, inert asteroid, or is it a sleek metallic ship covered in unknown self-healing technology? Juno's instruments could analyze any outgassing for signs of artificial propulsion and listen for more of those unnerving, perfectly structured radio signals. The probe could get as close as 15 million miles, which in cosmic terms is a stone's throw away. It is our only hope of getting real answers. So far, NASA has publicly dismissed the idea as unfeasible and an unnecessary risk to a successful mission. But the deafening silence surrounding the object makes you wonder if, behind the scenes, such a mission is being secretly and frantically considered. The theories being whispered in online forums and encrypted chat rooms go far beyond a simple alien visit. Some insiders suggest that the object's fragmentation as it neared the sun wasn't a natural breakup. They posit it was a deliberate deployment, a mothership shedding a rocky camouflage to release a fleet of smaller, stealthier probes, now silently positioning themselves throughout our system. The Juno Gambit, in this scenario, isn't just a mission of observation. It's a mission of reconnaissance against a potential infiltration. Other, even wilder theories question the very nature of the object itself. What if 3I Atlas isn't a vehicle but a cosmic seed? An ancient von Neumann probe designed not to communicate but to deposit something, a biological agent, a nanite swarm, or a terraforming catalyst, into a promising star system. That single radio pulse might not have been a message to us, but an activation signal for whatever it left behind. Perhaps dormant in the asteroid belt or deep within the methane oceans of Titan, it would be a desperate, last-minute attempt to solve the greatest mystery of our time before it slips away into the interstellar darkness forever. For now, we are left with only terrifying questions. What was 3I Atlas? A natural comet, a cosmic anomaly, or a messenger from a civilization so advanced we are but microbes to them? Was the radio pulse a simple gasp of ice, or an intelligent signal that downloaded the entirety of our global internet in a nanosecond? And is NASA's silence a cover-up for a world-changing truth they fear would cause global panic, or simply a helpless admission that they, too, are completely and utterly baffled? While the theories are just that, theories, the core of the mystery remains. An object from another star came to visit. It broke all the rules of physics we thought we knew, and it is about to become a ghost. Was 3I Atlas a friendly hello or a final warning? We may never know. Let us know your theory in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more cosmic mysteries.